Hi, I talk about what cancer develops in children. I study Catholic University. My career is nursing school in San Vincent of Paul. My name is Jocelyn and my teacher is Master Moscoso. Definition. Cancer occurs when a cell type loses the normal mechanic of control and grows in a way that the body cannot control. Arise as a result of mutation in genes causing uncontrolled cell growth and ultimate cancer.
Well, first of all, we don't really see in childhood cancer that early detection is as big an issue as in adult cancers. And the reason is that childhood cancers tend to disseminate early. That is, they tend to go other places of the body early on. So it's very hard to really pick them up when they're very, very early in their course, like you do with adult cancers, which take a little longer to disseminate in general. But there are some things that you can look at. I mean, if a child develops bruising, bleeding, looks anemic, is having fevers, that sort of combination usually means that there may be something wrong in the bone marrow where the blood is made. It may not be leukemia, it may be something else, but it's certainly a group of symptoms together that one would say, I better take my child in and have them look. Certainly if they develop an expanding lump, expanding mass, either internally that's obvious to the family or externally, that's something that should be seen by a doctor. The other thing I think that is important are things like persistent nausea, vomiting, and headache, particularly early morning. That's a sign of potentially of a brain tumor. Again, not exclusively. And then someone who has persistent abdominal pain. To me, that deserves being looked at. I mean, it's not just pain one day or a couple days, but persists. That deserves to be looked at to be sure there's not something going on. Again, it may not be cancer, but it's something that deserves to be looked at. It may turn out in some cases to be cancer.
Application in nursing. First, importance of hygiene for the need for careful personal hygiene. Second, provide the opportunity to talk with others who have gone through the same process and having a positive attitude. There they have much to say parent association for contacted families.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, or LLS, and Just Like You Films want you to meet some kids that have a lot in common with you. They like and do the same things you do. In fact, they're just like you.
My name is Brennan. I love to go to the movies.
My name is Hope. Tennis is my favorite sport. My name is Carrie. I love to shop with my friends. We're kids, just like you.
Just like you.
Just like you. But I have cancer.
But I have cancer.
But I had cancer. I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. I was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma.
I was diagnosed with ALL, Ph positive.
These kids are fighting a disease called cancer. What is cancer? Well, there are many types of cancer, but all types of cancer have to do with one thing: the cells that make up our bodies. There are billions of cells that make up each person's body. Healthy cells grow and divide, but they know when to stop growing. Cancerous cells grow and divide too, but they grow too fast and divide out of control. Cancerous cells don't know when to stop growing.
Cancer is basically a cell that goes wrong and makes other cells do the same thing, which are cancer cells, and they multiply at a very rapid rate.
Cancer cells may clump together to form tumors. Tumors become so out of control that they destroy the normal cells around them, and this can make someone very sick.
How I would describe cancer is being sick for a very long time, like having the flu.
Leukemia is a type of cancer that affects the cells of our body that make up our blood. And when someone has leukemia, the white cells that help fight bacteria and viruses in our body grow out of control, and so they can no longer do a good job protecting our body.
When you have leukemia, your white cells don't work right, so it's easier for you to get sick.
As scary as all this sounds, kids can defeat cancer and go on to live healthy, normal lives. And while they're fighting cancer, kids can still do a lot of the same things that you do. Kids with cancer still want to play and hang out and go to school, just like you.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society needs kids just like you to help support research for treatments that will save the lives of kids just like you. Please join us.
Pros and cons. Definitely have cancer in the age you have nothing positive or against. Many children cannot have children because of many treatments like chemotherapy. Others cannot go to the school.
Meet 3 kids who are just like you, except they have blood cancer. They talk about what it's like to get treatment.
Some of the side effects of chemotherapy were losing your hair, no energy, and your immune system was a lot lower, so it was easier to get sick.
Chemotherapy used to make me throw up every about 30 minutes.
Chemo messes with my taste buds too. Don't ever eat your favorite food while on chemo. You'll never want to eat it again. I lost my hair 3 times, so it fell out and came back frequently. And I wore a ball cap a lot when I went out in public or really any kind of hat, and I had 2 wigs. I did not enjoy wearing the wigs because they were hot to wear and kind of stuffy and not really fun to put on. Nowadays, when my friends compliment my hair, I don't disagree with them. I just say, I love it too.
My hair falls out all over the place and makes a big mess when it comes out. We used to use tape to pull my hair out until I suggested a lint roller.
2 weeks after starting chemotherapy, my hair began to fall out. This was the part I was dreading the most. I decided to go wig shopping just because I wanted some kind of comfort.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society helped the survival rate for most childhood leukemias improve from 3% in 1964 to 90% today.
Sometimes some of the medicines I receive, such as steroids, make me kind of have mood swings and make my personality different.
The steroids made my face kind of rounder and more swollen. Kind of made me feel self-conscious. My mom called me a chipmunk. I didn't want to tell people that I had cancer because as being a teenager, we're really judgmental of each other. And I didn't want people to, talk about me in a bad way or think I was weak.
But kids with cancer need friends at this time in their lives more than ever. Kids who are fighting cancer are still kids, just like you. When kids are undergoing treatments, they still want to play and hang out. Things might be a little different.
For a while, I'd use a wheelchair to get around school.
Sometimes during school, I get so sleepy that I just couldn't even keep myself awake to even hear the bell ring for the next class. Because the chemotherapy made me tired, I left school early a lot. When I had cancer, it felt like it would never end, but I kept on fighting.
Students like yourself can help the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society continue the research that saved the lives of kids just like you. Join us.
Hizo Apple in Ecuador. First, studies show that each year more than 160 million children worldwide are diagnosed with cancer. Second, in the last 4 decades have made significant progress in the diagnosis and treatment of cancer, and today we can say that it can be cured in most cases if detected early. Third, the disease is the second most frequent cause of infant mortality in children aged 1 to 14 years.
Cancer is a group of over 100 diseases characterized by abnormal, uncontrolled cell growth. In a healthy body, cells grow, die, and are replaced in a very controlled way. Damage or change in the genetic material of cells by environmental or internal factors sometimes results in cells that do not die and continue to multiply until a mass of cancer cells or a tumor develops. Most cancer-related deaths are due to metastasis, malignant cells that penetrate into the circulatory system and establish colonies in other parts of the body. Great advancements have been made, but cancer is still the leading cause of death for people under the age of 85. In the United States, 1 in every 4 people die from cancer.
Conclusion. In conclusion, cancer is the most common disease that affects most children. There are several sides of cancer that can lead to abnormal hereditary variation of genes.
Children live the life of dreamers, but in a heartbeat, all that can change. Every 3 minutes, a parent somewhere in the world hears, "Your child has cancer." These 4 words change everything. Parents' time is torn between hospital, home, and work. Brothers and sisters feel left out and left behind. The child with cancer misses out on school and spending time with friends. Treatment takes over their life. The child is poked, prodded, and exposed to harmful radiation. Harsh chemicals are injected into their bodies. They lose their hair, eyelashes, eyebrows, limbs are removed, organs are cut out. The path to survival is a brutal, dangerous road. And sometimes, cancer does have the last word. 1 in 5 children diagnosed with cancer in the US and Canada will not survive. But for those who do, the battle is still not over. 2 out of 3 survivors will develop long-term effects from the very treatment that saved their life. Things like learning disabilities, hearing loss, heart disease, infertility, even secondary cancers. It's a nightmare, and every 3 minutes, it starts again. But it doesn't have to be this way. Researchers around the world have brilliant ideas to change the course of childhood cancers forever. Smart medicines that target only the cancer and don't poison the rest of the body. Treatments personalized for each child's unique genetic makeup, not a one-size-fits-all. Early detection and even prevention, finding and stopping the cancer before it attacks. But the only way to make this possible is to fund research. That's where you come in. When you make a donation to the St. Baldrick's Foundation, you fund the very best childhood cancer research in the world. Treatments developed in a bustling city will help a child in a small town. Revolutionary research in one country will fuel breakthroughs in another. It's a ripple effect that will change the world. Children with cancer will have safer, less painful, and more effective treatments. Parents will plan birthdays instead of a funeral. Brothers and sisters will have their family back. The child with cancer will go to school, grow up healthy, fall in love, start a family of their own, and do great things. Childhood cancer is a nightmare, but you can fund the research that will conquer it. Join us.
Thank you.